I'm Kenneth Witt, and welcome to Gundog Nation. Gundog Nation is much more than a podcast. It's a movement to build a community of people around the world that like to watch a well-trained dog do what it's bred to do. Also, we want to get our youth involved into the sport of gun dogs, whether it be hunting, sport, or competition. We want to build a community of people united to preserve our gun dog heritage and to be better gun dog owners. Tune in to each weekly episode and learn about training, dog health, wellness, and nutrition. We will also offer tips for hunting with dogs and for competition, hunt tests, field trials, and other dog sports that involve gun dogs. Please go to our website, gundognation.com, and subscribe to our email list. We will keep you informed weekly with podcasts that are coming out. We also will be providing newsletters with training tips and health tips for your dog. You can also go to patreon.com/Gundog Nation and become a member. There's different levels of membership on there. Just go check that out. Also, would like to thank Sean Brock for providing the music for this show. The introduction and the outro is Sean Brock. He played everything on there except the banjo by Scott Vestal and the dobro by Jerry Douglas. Sean is a neighbor of mine from over in Harlan, Kentucky. I'm just across the mountain in Hyden, Kentucky, and he's a super talented guy. But most of all, I want you guys to check out the Creekers. They are also from Hyden, Kentucky, and this is an up-and-coming bluegrass and country band, and these guys are hot. They're all over TikTok and YouTube. You will hear these guys because in a year or so, they will be on the radio. They are very talented. Their videos are going viral on the net. These boys are family. Two of the lead singers, one grew up with my daughters, and the other one is my cousin's son, so he's family. But check them out. Check out the Creekers. Also, last but not least, if you want to buy a hat, koozie, t-shirt, or even gun dog supplies, go to shopgundognation.com and you can purchase any of those items. Thank you so much for listening. It's a privilege to have people that want to put up with me talking about dogs all the time. I actually enjoy what I do, and I'm so glad to have this opportunity, and thank you. All right, welcome back to Gundog Nation. I'm coming to you today from Fort McCavitt, Texas at the ranch. And, man, I've had a privilege today to get to bring a special guy on here. We've connected on social media, and just so glad that he took time out of his crazy busy schedule, especially this time of the year. But let me let him introduce himself. Caleb, tell everybody who you are.
Hey, how's it going? My name is Caleb Knight. I'm currently a professional baseball player in the Chicago Cubs organization. This will be my 8th season with the Cubs, and I am currently in AAA here in Des Moines, Iowa. And a little bit quick history about me. I grew up in a small town called Chakotah, Oklahoma. I went to a junior college in Oklahoma for 2 years, and then I went to the University of Virginia, where I played baseball. I graduated from there and signed with the Cubs in 2018, and been going on with them ever since.
Nice. Hey, you obviously must love it.
Oh yeah. It's an absolute blast. It definitely can be a grind sometimes, but it's not too bad. And definitely there's a lot worse things you could be out there doing.
Man, yeah, I saw too. Your primary position is catcher, correct?
Yes, sir.
I played catcher, but Caleb, I never made it past Little League. So my talent level and yours is far apart, but it was fun. I loved it.
Oh yeah. Catching's a blast. It's a unique perspective of the field. You know, that we always say that everybody's watching you. All eyes are on you the whole time. And it's really neat. I enjoy the camaraderie of it, like through with the pitchers and everything. You know, it's a whole different game. You're not just worried about going out and like playing your position and just hit, and you have a whole nother aspect of the game with all the pitch calling and game planning and stuff, and trying to beat the other team's hitters.
Now, explain to me, Cap, a little bit. You know, I know sports fairly well, baseball not as much, but do you get called up on occasion to the majors, or is it a one-time transition? How does that work?
No, you can go up and down. You can be up there for a day. You can be up there for 10 years. It's a constant journey, you know, and there's always a need, and so much of it, there's just as much luck as there is, you know, talent that goes into it. You know, you got to be in the right place, right time, and anything can happen in that aspect. You never know. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Only person in my family that's done that is my cousin Joel Matthews from Bowling Green, Kentucky. Got called. He was on the minors for the Royals for Kansas City back in the day. Then he did that for quite a while, and then hurt his back, and now I think he coaches baseball and stuff. But that's the only experience I've had with a family member anyway. But man, that's really cool. At least you get to do what you love, right?
Oh yeah. There's there's definitely nothing better. And it seems like I just fall more and more in love with it every single year as we go.
Now, do you have to stay in shape year round?
I do. It's definitely something I've learned to do over the past few years. That first off season was kind of crazy, because being in college, it's kind of easy because you're at school, you do the fall, you do the spring, you're there and you have everything you could need. But that first off season, we get our season wraps up in September, and then we're free to go home until usually the middle of February.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
Which was easy for me because I feel like I've never had an issue. I love being in the gym, and luckily we have a nice little gym at our house at home. My dad is a big weightlifter, and he's had a full house gym there at our house at home. So I live 2 minutes from my parents where I grew up, and it's free access for me to go over there and work out. So that makes it easy to stay in shape that way. And then my hometown high school lets me use their facility anytime they want. They've been super great to me with that. So that makes it easy on the baseball side. I can go in there and do whatever I need whenever I want to, and keeps it simple.
Now, what part of the state are you located in Oklahoma?
So I am from a small town called Chakotah. I'm about an hour south of Tulsa and about 2 hours straight east of Oklahoma City, right off of I-40.
Okay. So I just drove through there.
Eastern. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If you drive through Oklahoma I-40, you definitely go right through our town. But if you blink, you'll miss it.
Not bad. So how many is your hometown, did you say?
It's around, I think, 3,500 people.
Okay.
It's the last that I saw. We're probably pushing closer to 4,000 now. We're growing a little bit.
And what did you in undergrad at Virginia? What was your major?
My major was American Studies. So I transferred from a junior college, and I think I had like 60 credits coming out of junior college, and only like 40 of them ended up actually transferring because of how prestigious of a school Virginia was. So boy, I was extremely limited on what I could do to graduate on time. So I got stuck with American Studies. It was fun. It wasn't my first choice, and it wasn't the most interesting, but we got the degree, and I planned on staying in baseball after my playing career was over. So I wasn't too pressed about that.
Well, Virginia's an impressive academic school. Very much. I know it's difficult, right?
Yeah, it was a different world for me. I'm not going to say I wasn't prepared, but that's not quite what I was expecting, especially after going to JUCO for a couple of years where baseball was king, and school was just easy on the side. I spent a lot of hours in the athletic tutoring center.
Now, I don't know the conferences as well, but did you guys ever play Kentucky?
We did not. We sadly never really went west.
Just
we played in the regional, in TCU, but we were all up and down. We went to I think we went to Louisville. That was probably the furthest west we went.
Hello, this is Kenneth Witt with Gundog Nation. Many people quickly become frustrated and confused when training the retriever. Cornerstone Gundog Academy's online courses eliminate all the guesswork by giving you a proven training system that will help you train a dog that anyone would be proud to have in their blind. Learn where to start, what to do next, and what to do when problems arise. Visit cornerstonegundogacademy.com to learn how you can train your retriever. I have used this method myself. I have been through it a couple times with different dogs. I refer back to it lots of times when I'm trying to get dogs freshened back up for hunt test season. I highly recommend them. I have actually been a subscribed member of Cornerstone Gundog Academy since 2016, and I would suggest anyone use it. I highly recommend it. They have an app that you can get to on your phone. You can do it from your phone, your laptop. You can't get any more convenient than that. I've used it. It's proven and tried. And I know literally hundreds of people that have done the same thing that I've talked to. Visit cornerstonegundogacademy.com and learn how to train your own retriever. Okay. Yeah, I went to UK a long time ago. Got a son there now, but they come and go in the baseball world. It's not. Sometimes they're pretty decent. This year they weren't that great, but
they've had some good years over the past few years. They've been a little up and down.
I would think your work schedule is awesome for a hunter.
Oh, that's I think what has made me fall even more in love with baseball over the years is that I get home about the 1st of October and I have about a month to get everything in line. And then, I chase ducks every single day until the season ends and the end of January for us. So it's absolutely perfect.
Well, cool thing was, Caleb, we were talking right before the podcast, but man, and I guess the word's out too, but Oklahoma, your home state is now becoming I guess has become, it's not just new, but it's a great duck hunting state, correct?
It is. It's absolutely awesome. It's gotten a little tougher over the past few years. It doesn't seem like we're quite getting the cold weather soon enough. Like it's like we're always right on the verge. It seems like they always get stuck up in Kansas, but I mean, yeah, we can't complain compared to a lot of places. I have a lot of buddies who live in the Carolinas or Georgia and Mississippi, and definitely can't complain compared to what they have to deal with. But yeah, man, we're extremely lucky. We get a lot of mallards, a lot of pintails, a lot of beautiful birds, and I don't get into the geese too much, but you can go out into western Oklahoma, man. They'll hammer on the small geese all day out there, and it's a great place.
Now, do you get to crane hunt any?
So I went for my first time last year. I had another buddy who connected through social media with. I think he owns Ambush Waterfowl is what it's called, and he invited me to come down around Abilene, Texas, and shoot some cranes. And boy, we went down there, and that was an absolute blast. I had never done that. That's a different world.
I'm in Midland most of the time. In Lubbock, Texas, to me, and I don't claim to be a crane expert, but it's like the mega. That's where I'm at, and I've never seen anything like it. I can imagine someplace being better than that. Maybe there are, but did you get to eat it?
No, I have not ate it yet. I have some in the freezer at home, but I didn't get a chance to cook it before I left. But I gave some to a buddy who went with me, and boy, he cooked it, and he said it was absolutely fantastic.
It's something you're going to be pleasantly surprised.
I'm excited. I'm excited to try
it. One of the things I was noticing on checking your background and stuff, that I was really marveling over your Instagram pictures, because I always look at dogs, man. I'm a dog nerd, Caleb, but you've got a good-looking golden right now. Tell us about your dog.
That's my girl, Rosie. She's an absolute beauty. So she was kind of a spur of the moment. So I had a lab, and I got her when I turned 16. Had no idea. I had shot some ducks in my backyard off a pond, and I'd been begging my parents for a dog, and there was no chance. You're not doing it. They weren't a big fan of big dogs. And I shot some ducks in this little cow pond we had, and I took off my clothes and I swam out there and got them at about 40 degrees.
Gosh.
And I got home with those ducks, and they were not too happy about that. So that definitely helped my case on getting the dog. But anyways, got her at the age of 16, was planning on training her all on my own, read a book, and just kind of made it happen. Water Dog. Yeah. I can't remember the author, but yeah.
In black and white.
Yep. The old original, just Water Dog book. And man, I followed that thing to a T. And I like to think I did a good job, but at the end, I realized she was just I don't think you could have messed her up. She was just the best dog ever.
Now, when you bought her, Caleb, did you know she was hunting lines? Did you do your research, or did you just end up with a lab?
Yeah, she was out of a kind of a smaller kennel somewhere in like northeast Texas. I can't remember the exact town, but yeah, she was out of a kennel, just a little like family owned kennel. And they had done some, her dad had done some field trials and stuff like that. So she had some hunting blood, but she was kind of, the last of her litter. I think my parents got her at a pretty cheap price. And so she definitely had some blood in her, but boy, she was a stud.
Nice. So you fully trained her yourself? You didn't hire a pro?
Nope. Did it all on my own.
And that's the only tool you used was the book?
Yeah. The book and consistency. I mean, consistency is, that's the biggest thing I tell people. I feel like if you just get that dog to respect you and to just fully trust you and sell out to you, you can make it do about anything you want.
Caleb, I have a lot of pro trainers come on here. I mean, some of the best guys that come on this show. And that's so funny you say that, because that's the number. I always ask every trainer, what's the best piece of advice that you would give, an up and coming dog owner? And almost every time they'll say consistency. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. So you found the key early.
Yeah. That was really, I will say, I probably didn't do the best in a lot of aspects, but that was one thing I did stick to. And then she turned out to be really good. And I realized where I messed up in some spots with her, and where I needed to be better. But as it got towards the end of her career, her hips were starting to get bad. She was probably 10-ish at the time, and I could see her slowing down, and then COVID hit. So I'd been planning on getting another dog, and then COVID hit, and we were in spring training in March, and they sent us home in March. And they were like, be ready. We don't know what's going to happen. And as things started to get worse, I was like, okay, this is the time. I got to get a dog. Like, I got to do it. I picked up the phone. I started calling every Labrador breeder I could find. Couldn't find a lab ready to go anywhere. Started checking on Chesapeake. I tried everything and I could not find anything. So I was finally like, all right, let's try Goldens. I was looking for some Goldens, couldn't find any. And then I found this, I think it was a Facebook marketplace. And it was this younger couple out of Oklahoma City, and they had one golden girl left. So I called them, or I texted them on through Messenger or whatever, and was like, hey, is there any chance this dog has any kind of hunt in the bloodlines, anything like that? Because the Goldens kind of scared me because there's so many of them, like family dogs, the show Goldens. And
yes,
I was worried about that. So I call her or text her, and she's like, yeah, her dad actually came out of an upland ranch. I think it was called Rock Aaron Kennels in Stillwater. So I pull up that ranch, and man, that was a really sweet ranch. I didn't really know anything about it, and they looked awesome, looked like they knew. So I was like, all right, deal. Like, I want her, give her to me. And boy, I brought her home, and man, she's been an absolute beauty. And it was just, the same thing. It was just the consistency and just being with her every day. But the drive isn't quite like my lab was with her. She was a lot more reserved, but I mean, the intelligence and the demeanor of her is just absolutely awesome. She's such a beautiful dog. She ain't the fastest one around, but boy, she never misses a bird. So you can't complain.
I'm like you. The Goldens have been, I hate to say this, but facts are facts. They've been watered down because they're such popular family dogs.
Yeah,
that it's hard to find with the drive and the working drive in them. But you know what? I'm starting to see. I just went up to Kansas City, Missouri with Clark Kington, a real, one of my favorite trainers. And I stayed with him 3 days, and he had 2 or 3 Goldens of a client out of Louisiana. And those dogs were top notch. I mean, rock stars. And he had SRS series labs, but those Goldens there were SRS quality dogs. So they're really coming back, and I love that, but no, you obviously lucked out because finding a dog during COVID, when you talk to big breeders like the people you were calling, everybody was buying dogs in COVID, puppies.
Yeah.
So you couldn't find anything.
No.
Every breeder I know said, man, we're sold out of everything we got. And, everybody was home buying boats and dogs. And so you got lucky.
Yeah. I hit the jackpot with her. She's an absolute stud. And that's been my favorite thing about the Golden is just that obviously I love my dog, want it to be a good hunting dog. But one of the big things to me is I want a good house dog. I enjoy having her in the house, like, being around. And that's one thing about they are just the prime, she's the best loving house dog ever. And then, but boy, you put that collar and vest on her in the morning, she flips that switch, and it's really neat.
I love that. I love when a dog, like I was saying, we used to run beagles, when that tailgate drops and they turn the switch on, there's nothing like it.
Oh,
Plus, you know this well, there's nothing like working and hunting with a dog that you trained and raised yourself, is there?
No, not at all. And that's the pride in me. I don't think would ever let me. And honestly, like, I keep thinking I want to get another dog and I want to do another one, but with my baseball schedule, it's just I would have to send it off, and it's just I have too much pride. I'm like, I don't want to do it. It wouldn't mean the same to me, because when I go hunt, I don't care about shooting. I don't care. I mean, my favorite thing is having my dog by my side, just watching her work, and constantly just working and making those adjustments with her. And it would not be the same to me if I knew somebody else had done it or had a part in it.
Listen, man, I know that look in your eye. It takes one to know one, because I'm the same way.
Yeah.
Now that I've hardcore gun dog hunted, I don't even care about deer hunting and stuff anymore. And I was obsessed really bad. If I actually got to go on a duck hunt last year in Louisiana. I weren't allowed to use my dog. I'll never do that again. It was I can't, it just took all the joy out of it. And don't get me wrong, I got to shoot ducks, but man, there's nothing like hunting with your dog.
Yeah, it's not the same. I've started hunting this one lake in Oklahoma we have, and the dang cockerel burrs have gotten so bad on that lake that I legitimately can't take her. And I mean, we've ran into thousands and thousands of birds on this place. But, you know, like I said, I think I've went up twice. I've went up once each season the past 2 years. And I mean, we'll be in the thick of the birds, but it just ain't the same to me not having her there.
Hello, this is Kenneth Witt with Gundog Nation, and I've got to tell you guys about something that I've gotten hooked on lately. It's Faux-licious. These are gourmet instant pho and ramen bowls that actually taste like the real deal. When I'm out in the field all day and the last thing I want is to settle for bland camp food, Faux-licious is what I go to. It's authentic, the flavor, it's real ingredients. It's ready in just minutes. It's perfect for hunters, fishermen, or anyone on the go. And you can get them over 1,900 Walmarts nationwide, your local H-E-B here in Texas. Or you can just go online at fauxlicious.com. Trust me, once you try it, you'll keep a few stocked in your bag, in your backpack, or for your next adventure. I just want to say this. I want to add this to this commercial because I know the owners of this company. They've hunted on my ranch. Joseph, he and I were actually met in Colorado on a hunting trip that was a real adventure. They are true hunters. They've hunted at the ranch, you know, and I've hunted with them. And Anna, she is just amazing. She's the one that came up with this idea. They were both on Shark Tank. They are amazing people. So I love seeing people like this have a business. And I just had to say that in addition to the commercial because I really believe in the product and I believe in the people that made the product. Be sure and go to fauxlicious.com or go to Walmart or H-E-B and try their product. I promise you, you will like it. Now, I noticed in one of your pictures, and this is something I envy because I've never got to do yet, but it looked like you got to do some good flooded timber hunting.
Yeah, so that's another great thing about Oakland. We have a little bit of everything. You never know what you're going to end up. You could end up in a big water cove on the lake, you know, or you can end up and get a few inches of rain overnight and find mallards back off in some oaks in a little, 50-foot wide little pool of water that's ankle deep. You know, you just never know. And we've had some beautiful little holes in the middle of nowhere, where it's just thick trees and those mallards are getting down in there. So that's some of my favorite. We really pride ourselves on, we try to get way away from everybody else and, find those wads of birds where nobody else is finding them.
So you seem like a DIY guy. You're not a guided hunt guy, are you?
No. Everything I hunt at home is pretty much all public land. And I mean, we absolutely go out and grind it out. I do pretty much all the scouting and go and find them. And that's just another thing. It's like, just going out on public land, finding your birds and having a successful hunt. It's just, the challenge is something. And don't get me wrong, I do enjoy a good guided hunt now and then. It's nice to just lay back and take it easy. Now, as I get older, I'll probably lean more towards that. But with the time I have now and how easy it is for me to get out, boy, I really enjoy the grind of the public land.
Now, is public land hard? Is it hard to access up there? I mean, do you have to get there first? Is it getting crowded? What are you seeing in Oklahoma now?
It's getting worse. We're not quite on the level of Arkansas, but it's definitely getting tougher and tougher. And I mean, as a kid, I remember going out in high school, you used to be able to go, we were the only people with a mud boat you ever saw. You could go out on a Friday, Saturday morning, go to the first hole you find right off the boat ramp, set up and kill 15, 20 mallards like it was nothing, And nowadays it is getting worse. You'll pull up to the boat ramp and there will be a bunch of out of state trucks, but luckily, where I live, there's a ton of area, a ton of water, and it's pretty easy to get away, but it's getting a little tougher every year.
I figured. Now, I assume you do your own calling.
Yeah. So sadly, I'm not the best caller in the world. I grew up with guys who are really good callers.
Spoiled you.
And it just didn't click. I struggled so bad and I tried hard for a few years and they were like, they just told me, put it down. So I kind of put it down and boy, I didn't mess with it probably 5 to 10 years, but that is something I've really picked up over the past couple of years and have really been trying to get better at, because for as much as I duck hunt, you would think I would be a really good caller, but honestly, I can do the basics, but I mean, I have buddies that are just unbelievable. So I just let them do the crazy stuff, but I'm getting better. I'm getting there.
Man, I can't, I'm horrible. I don't even try, but I play music and I thought, man, it's almost like learning an instrument or something, it's not easy to do it correctly. No. And I'm afraid to do it because I don't want to mess up my hunt, But yeah, I get it.
100%. And that's one thing. I feel like I'm very good at reading the birds and seeing what the birds want and understanding what they want. But it's like I think I'm almost too picky because it's something about when I call, it's like what I hear doesn't sound right. It may sound different to another ear, but it never sounds right to me, and I get really picky with it because I'm picky about calling, which has been another part of being spoiled by the guys I've hunted with,
Yeah.
who are so good. And so I see that, but it's like I feel like I can never mimic it the way I like it. So and I'm also a fan of just let the birds work.
Yeah.
I'm not ever a fan of just blowing them out.
Now, since you spent this year in baseball, have you found other guys, other players that also enjoy it like you do?
Sadly, no. I will run into a teammate here or there that has been before. I've played with one guy. He's in Double A right now, but he gets after them pretty good up in New Jersey, mainly geese. But man, very few and far between. And every year I try to round up some guys to make a trip out during the off season. And I have a couple that will here and there, but I'm definitely trying to spread on the guys because there's not many of us.
Yeah. You need to spread the gospel up there.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm trying to.
Well, so I guess with your schedule, the fact that you train your own dog, you're scouting your own ducks, do you get to do other types of hunting?
So, right along with you, and growing up through high school, we had about 150 acres behind my parents' house, and we would have some good deer running through there. We'd have some 150, 160, maybe even pushing 170-inch deer running around there. And I saw a few of them one time. Boy, I got hooked on it in high school. And but I soon realized whenever duck season started up and I was craving to go deer hunting, after a couple times of waking up and leaving the house and seeing the disappointment in my dog's eye, I quickly realized I don't like leaving home in the morning without her. So I mean, I'm right there with you. I pretty much quit everything else. I don't mess with the deer hunting anymore. I don't do any of that. I come home in October. I get with my dogs. We're going to the lake every morning, getting in shape. And then we usually open up the second weekend in November, and then it's on from there. We'll travel around, do whatever. And that's about all I do.
Do you get, I know it's probably answer this, but I got to ask anyway, do you get to travel much with your dog when you're playing? It's probably hard, isn't it?
No, I don't. I have my golden doodle here with me right now, but no, Rosie just stays at home. She stays at home with my parents, and it's better for her because I don't think she would like, this apartment city life. I'll never forget. I brought her up here last year for a little bit, and she got in an elevator and was like, "What in the world is this?" And then walking down the streets with all the cars, you can just tell she's not comfortable. So I leave her with my parents. There's 100 acres she has out there to run around and do whatever. So they take good care of her. I've been thankful for that.
Now, do y'all farm that or graze it with cattle or anything?
We've always had some cattle. Yep. We have cattle out there. Yep. Always had a little family ranch.
Have you got to upland hunt much, Caleb?
I have not. I've honestly never been on a legit pheasant hunt, and it's on my bucket list.
I'll have to get you hooked up. I mentioned that to you by text today, but yeah, I'll have to. Now that I'm upland hunting, I don't know which one I like the most. I do more upland than waterfowl just because of the way I was raised. I didn't grow up around waterfowl. East Kentucky and Appalachian Mountains, it's not a flyway. So
For sure.
There's duck hunting in West Kentucky, like land between the lakes and stuff, but we just wasn't a thing. But yeah, we'll have to get you out pheasant hunting. That's pretty fun.
Yeah. I went up to the Dakotas last year duck hunting for the first time. This is the first time I'd ever been out of the state of Oklahoma to hunt. And I went up there and man, we saw so many pheasant and the sharp-tailed grouse. Yeah. We saw a ton of them, and boy, they got me really wanting to do it. We didn't do any when we were there, but next time I'm definitely going to put some days aside to do some
See, that's me. I go to South Dakota now. I want to pheasant, but now I'm going to go up there and grouse hunt this year, sharp tails, and I guess they've got a Hungarian partridge.
Oh wow, really?
In that area too, and and I think they say it's better in the western North Dakota and western South Dakota than the east side. But
okay, yeah, we were right about in the central, but man, we saw so many, and that's what we were joking about too. We're like, if we would have came up here to pheasant hunt and grouse hunt, we'd have probably saw none. Saw ducks everywhere.
Well, I'm going to go with a group from Montana, not from Montana. I'm going to go with a guy from Texas, and we're going to Montana, and I think we're going to be able to hunt waterfowl and grouse, everything.
Yeah.
So that
Montana's on my bucket list.
I got to go there the first time this year. Have you been? You probably have, haven't you?
No, I haven't.
God,
Never been to Montana.
Well,
Yeah,
I just went a month ago, I guess, for the first time, and I oh my gosh, it's something. I bet I'm gonna hunt there in September.
Yeah, awesome. Awesome.
Now let's go. Let's get in your sports minute. So,
okay.
Baseball your whole childhood, or did you play football, basketball too?
Oh yeah, growing up, I played football, basketball, baseball. It was whatever season it was. That's what we were playing. You know, me and my little brother were out in the yard playing whatever it was, and it didn't matter. We loved it all. But I played all three up through junior high, and then when high school started, I just focused pretty much on football and baseball. But yeah, I played football all the way through. Football was probably what I loved the most. It was something about hitting people on a Friday night that I really, really loved. But yeah, I played football and baseball. I actually had more football offers than I did baseball coming out of college or out of high school, but just kind of to sit down and think which one would I have a better chance of playing pro. So I chose the baseball route. I've been extremely blessed along that, so can't complain.
Now, is your brother, is he a pro too?
No, he is not. He is currently in the Navy.
Okay.
So he's about 4 years younger than me, but yeah, he's in the Navy, and he's absolutely crushing it. He played a little bit in college, but and then decided to go the Navy route.
Did he do baseball in college? Or?
Yep. He played at a Division II in Oklahoma.
Okay.
He was a good baseball player.
Growing up Oklahoma, are you a Cowboys fan or a Sooner fan?
Definitely a Sooner fan. I love my Sooners.
Man, it's serious business up there. The OSU guys and the OS guys or OU guys.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we don't have no pro teams to follow, so it's either OU or OSU, and that's what you live by.
That's like Kentucky. It's either Kentucky, and we don't really like Louisville unless we're beat out of the tournament. Louisville's left. We might cheer for them silently, but yeah
that's exactly how we are as well.
When I moved here, man, and I know you know the college world better than I do, but these Texas A&M guys, I've got a lot of friends that are Aggies. You know, man, that's like the cult. You know.
Oh yeah. That A&M breed's different.
Yeah, it is, man. I have some veterinarians that come on the show, and one of them's up in Wichita Falls, just across the border from you. But yeah, those guys, we talk about it. That they drink the Kool-Aid.
Oh yeah. There's no doubt about that.
So, what's this year looking like for you? Have you already got your hunting schedule planned out?
I've been working on it a little bit. So I got that Mexico trip plan that we talked about, not to hunt, but that's just, I've honestly never been to the beach anywhere than like Pensacola, Florida. So I've decided to go give that a try in October. And then when I come home, nothing too crazy. I am sure I'll have some buddies going to the Dakotas again, but I don't think I'm going to do that this year. I had a buddy want me to come out to Montana, so I'm going to try to make that happen. I don't think that was until December. Just a few little things, really, just around. I got a few things in Texas. I'm going to try to get down with my buddy and hunt cranes again. And actually, when I went down with him last year, the first day we hunted, we were in Lubbock, right outside of Lubbock, and we shot the heck out of some geese, and we saw everything. That was really neat. We saw specks, snows, lessers. It was lots of cranes. We had a really good hunt down there. But so I'll probably be back down in that area at some point, and then the one area I do want to try to really go is I've had some buddies from Kansas hit me up, and I want to try to make it up to Kansas this year. I say I'm going to every year, never do.
Purina Pro Plan. Here at Gundog Nation, we use Purina Pro Plan for our dogs. We actually use the Sport Performance Edition, which is 30% protein and 20% fat, the beef and bison. It contains glucosamine, omega-3s for their joints. It also contains amino acids for muscles and antioxidants. And it also has probiotics. It's guaranteed to have live probiotics in each serving. There's no artificial colors or flavors. We see the difference in our dogs. We see the difference in their coat, their performance, their endurance, and also in recovery. Be sure to use Purina Pro Plan dog food. The reputation speaks for itself. There's a reason that Purina has been around for such a long time. We suggest that you use it, and we are so proud to be sponsored by Purina Dog Food. Hello, this is Kenneth Witt, and Gundog Nation is proud to have one of their sponsors as Retriever Training Supply, based in Alabama. Retriever Training Supply offers fast shipping on quality gear. Your dog will love it. Visit retrievertrainingsupply.com to purchase gear to help you train your retriever. Listen, they have some of the best leashes I've ever found. It's stuff's made in America. Their leashes are, and they source them locally. They have anything you want, fast, friendly service, fast shipping, just good people. Retriever Training Supply. that's supposed to be not just great deer hunting, but it's good duck hunting too, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. They
And
say it's
pheasant, I
really
guess.
good. Yeah. Yeah. They got to have the pheasant up there too.
Excuse me. Sorry about that.
No, you're fine.
Now, Caleb, you and I both have a common partner, Migra Ammunition.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Absolutely love them.
I do too. I was talking to Drew this morning, one of the owners. I don't know if he's like the owner or partner. I've never got nosy enough to ask all their business, but how did you get hooked up with those guys? Because they're the greatest people. Yeah.
I have some buddies who run another kind of smaller outdoor brand, mainly through Instagram. They're called the Banded Coots. And those are my ride or die buddies. I hunt with them every day. And they were going on a hunt, and they were teamed up. I think they got hooked up with Migra at the end of last year. So anyways, the Migra guys had hit them up and say, hey, we were in Oklahoma, we're starting a boat ramp tour, and we were going to take them out and go hunting. So they told me, and I went along with them, and we were with David Yanello, they call him Q-Tip, and Wade Shoemaker. And boy, we took them out, and we had a great hunt. But just, through then, we had a slower morning, and just through talking and everything, and then got to talking afterwards. And they're like, hey, we want to bring you on. We want to take care of you, man. I have not been more impressed by a group of people, from the top bottom,
Yes.
From Taylor, who runs that's who I've communicated with. I think she runs the marketing and everything. They're just fantastic people. I've absolutely loved them.
Yeah. I got to, I've never met Taylor in person. I've talked to her a bunch on the phone. Of course, I sent her a Gundog hat. I'll get you one too. Mm-hmm. But no, you're right. I end up running into them at Pheasant Fest back in the spring in Kansas City. Yeah. And I met Drew was just at random. I was at the Gunner Kennel place talking to a bunch of people, and just the nicest guys. And now I've got a hold of their ammunition, and I'm really sold. But
I was the same way. I was there that morning, and I've honestly, we talked about, I don't do a whole lot of shooting, and I've never been a big, honestly, I'll get on Rogers Sporting Goods. I'll order the cheapest case of steel shot I see, and I'll just use it throughout the year. I've never been a big fan of, all the crazy high tech, whatever stuff. And Q-Tip had handed me a box and was like, hey, shoot these. And boy, I pulled up, and I think the first 2 or 3 ducks I shot, I mean, that stuff just hit them different. And I was like, oh, wow. I was like, okay, I'm at the look into this stuff. That stuff's hitting different, man. I'm not kidding you. They were. And then I took it home that next weekend. I think they gave me 2 or 3 boxes to take home, and I took it home and went hunting with one of my older friends who got me in duck hunting, and his dad, who's duck hunted his whole life. And I gave them each a box of shells. And that kid's dad, he's probably 60s. I think he went to every Atwoods within 50 miles and wiped them all out of Migra. He was absolutely obsessed with it after that. And boy, that was so neat to see.
And I hear that. I train dogs with a guy. He's from Minnesota. We go to Alabama once a year to this weekend event, and he's like, man, I've never had one hang. He said he won't shoot anything else, and he didn't know that I even have a connection to him. We were just talking about duck hunting, and but no, I hear that a lot, so it makes me feel good. I'm highly impressed. I don't think I'll ever shoot anything else, but
yeah, and that was the coolest thing to me, is like being able to spread the message of Migra, that truly is just a hard-hitting shell, but then knowing how good of people and just how awesome they are, everybody behind the scenes, man, it makes it different going out, and telling people, it's not just going out and trying to spread a brand or trying to say, oh yeah, this is what I use, it really means something different with them. And that's really meant a lot to me, and it sure makes it a joy to spread them.
Well, Caleb, so, just because your career, I know you get to travel and stuff a lot. What do you see yourself doing life after baseball for you?
Really, I don't know. Part of me wants to try to pursue something in the outdoor industry, and then part of me just wants to stay in baseball, and coach. And right now, I think I'm going to try to pursue, after my baseball career, if I get a good coaching opportunity in the professional world, I will probably pursue that, just because I can keep my off seasons. I always thought my plan would be to coach college, but now that with how involved I'm getting in the outdoor industry and how I just can't see myself being separated from that. And if I was to be a college coach, it's year round. Like, I would sacrifice a lot of my duck hunting time, and I don't want to do that. So, I'm leaning more towards the the professional life, and if something comes that way, good. And if something comes in the outdoor industry, I'm really just kind of open to whatever, just kind of seeing where life takes me.
Have you got, I know you probably not had much opportunity, but have you gotten to coach any at all over the years?
So during COVID, I actually coached at my high school. I coached fast pitch softball, and then I helped coach the high school baseball because I was home, and I did a lot of that. And boy, I enjoy it. I give a lot of lessons while I'm home. That's one thing I do. I really like just trying to give back to the youth around my town and the area towns, just because I know growing up, to me, how much that would have meant to me to be around a professional baseball player, and
Yeah.
being from small town Oklahoma, you don't see it a whole lot. So
Yeah.
I really try to go back and just try to be around as many kids as I can. And that's something, boy, I've really, really enjoyed just teaching the game. And it really makes me a better student of the game as well, because I feel like it's one thing to understand it, but then if you can coach it, especially to kids, every kid thinks different, reacts different. You might be trying to get the same thing out of two different kids, but they don't react the same way to what you're saying. So that's really helped me with my career by understanding things in different ways.
Yeah. I know it sounds like a bad analogy, but it's like training different dogs. And I'm not saying kids are dogs.
100%.
I've got children and I
No.
would never say, but every personality is different. Every dog's personality is different. And you have to,
Hmm.
I guarantee you didn't train the lab the same way you handled your golden.
No, 100%. I mean, completely different. It took me some time to adjust on that, because I realized, like, especially from like scolding the dog, basically. Like my lab, you could scold her and she did not care. She would not even, you know how labs are. But
Yeah.
boy, my golden, if you look at her with bad eyes, she's like, oh, okay, I messed up. And that took me some time to learn, because it's crazy, just the difference in their temperaments. Like you can give her a look and she's like, all right, I know. Whereas my lab, she had no idea what was going on there.
Will she ever shut down on you?
No, she has never, not one time.
Good, good. Because, a lot of times a soft dog, sometimes some females dogs are more soft. And, some dogs, you get on them, they'll shut down. And, if you're used
Yeah.
to, I started in protection dogs and I still do that. So you're kind of loud and I'm loud. So you can't,
Yeah.
I've got a Cocker Spaniel now, a hunting one. You
Hmm.
don't do that with her. She'd
Yeah.
check out and bye-bye, see you,
Yeah.
But,
Well, and really this golden doodle, working with him, he's like that. He will shut down quick. It's like you got to keep his temperament up, where Rosie, she's so unique, because it's funny, and a lot of my friends laugh at me, but if she's ever just having a bad day or just kind of not there, it's like I can just kind of, grab her by her nose and just be like, hey, you need to lock it in, you need to figure it out. And just like have a eye to eye conversation, and that will lock her in every time. My friends look at me like, you're talking to her like a human. It's like she doesn't understand what I'm saying, but she understands, okay, I need to lock it in. I need to step it up. But yeah, like the golden doodle though, I mean, if you raise your voice with him, he's like, all right, yep, I'm done for the day. So it is crazy.
Caleb, just in your experience with a lab, and now you got a golden, what's some big distinctions you see in the two? I know it's generalizing, and I know every dog's a little different, but what's some big distinctions you see in the two breeds?
Really, I would say probably the biggest thing I've noticed is the lab. She really just like the drive to just like please you. Like she's out there, she wants that duck. Like I'm trying to think how I'm gonna explain this. So really, she's just like wild drive, just kind of controllable, but she's going crazy, going crazy, going crazy. Whereas my golden, she's like efficient. That's probably been the biggest thing I've noticed, where she's not, where Heidi, you send her on a blind, she would listen to your commands, listen to your marks, but then she's just basically like grid searching. Whereas Rosie is just the most efficient as possible. She wants a guide, she wants a mark, and then you tell her to hunt up, and she's very simple. So it's just honestly just the way I guess their drive is. Whereas Rosie is more like she's real smart, she's efficient, she really is good at taking the direct route. She thinks about every single retrieve.
Wow.
Whereas, the lab and Heidi, she was just kind of rambunctious, like go, 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 go. Like I'm going to cover ground. Where Rosie's like, okay, I'm looking at this, I'm planning this out. It's like she acknowledges everything that's going on, which kind of irritates me sometimes because sometimes I wish she was more fearless. But also, I mean, there are some situations it's like, okay, wow, she thought of that and I didn't think of that, you know. But just I guess kind of just the thought process is like the biggest difference I noticed. Is just Rosie takes it all in. It's like she acknowledges like, whereas say you shoot a duck and it's out there by a little stump floating, and that stump kind of looks like it could be a duck. Where Heidi, she would be running, she would see that stump and go out there and be like, oh, not a bird, and then go find the bird. Where it's like Rosie's already realized, has already looked at that. Okay, that's not a stump, and you don't have to worry about her even going to check that. Just small things like that's been one of the biggest differences I've noticed.
So you would say that more methodical.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Interesting. You know, I don't have enough experience with them yet to make an assessment, but what I've seen so far, there are subtle differences, and it's neat. And neither one is bad or good or better than the other. They're just different.
Yeah. And the labs, you know, are extremely high energy. And it's like, I like a laid back dog. And I think I got really lucky with my lab because she was not a high energy lab. But the more I'm around these labs nowadays, I mean, they are just so high energy, the shaking, just go, 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 go.
Yeah.
And it almost makes me anxious watching some of those labs on a stand sometime, you know. And see where Rosie, she's just there, she's hanging out, you know, extremely just laid back. And that's what I like. My goal in a hunt is I want to take my dog, I want to put her on the stand. I don't want to have to talk to her. I don't want to, you know, it's just business. And Rosie is really good about that. Whereas Heidi, it's like she would just want something, you know, constantly. She's constantly on edge, constantly looking. And just that the demeanor of them right there in that aspect is a big difference as well.
When you're getting ready to go on your next hunting trip, make sure you pack the most efficient and reliable ammunition on the market. Migra Ammunition brings you the most diverse loads on the market. Migra's patented stacked load technology is the epitome of efficiency. 2 shot sizes stacked together to create the most diverse and efficient line of shot shells in the industry. It doesn't matter what flyway, what state, or what the weather, the standard remains the same. At Migra, reliable loads that perform in any condition every single time. We're proud to have Migra Ammunition as a sponsor for Gundog Nation. That's interesting. But, you know, from what I've seen from Goldens, that sounds pretty accurate just from the ones I've been around. But no, I actually had a couple on here from Belgium. They're judges all throughout the United Kingdom and Europe, and they raise hunting Goldens. And yes, as a matter of fact, one of these, if you ever need to talk to them about anything, I'll put you in contact with them. But they were on the podcast. Anyway, their dogs compete in the International Gun Dog League, which the IGL in the United Kingdom is like the Super Bowl of field trials. And it's a, winner takes all field trials situation. And there's only 63 dogs that make the cut. And they had 3 dogs, 3 Goldens of their kennel was in that IGL championship. I went to England and watched it, but it was neat. And so it's good to see that they're coming back, and I'm seeing more and more. I do hunt tests. I go to hunt tests. I'm not good enough to field trial yet, but I see Goldens more and more at these.
Yeah.
Have you probably don't have time. I know you don't have time to do hunt tests and stuff, do you?
No, it's something I would love to do, and I plan on doing whenever that time comes in my life. I would love to. I mean, that would be so much fun to me. But yeah, honestly, I don't know much about them. You know, I kind of know what they are just from hearing about them, but I haven't really looked into it because they're pretty much all summer, right? During the summer, is that what?
Well, like in Texas, ours are all pretty much done in end of April because it's too hot, and then you'll have some throughout the South in the summer, but not much. But like I know there's one like next week in Montana where it's cooler, and then in the fall they'll kick back in. But it's fun. You'll meet a lot of good dog people.
I can imagine. And
you'll have it kind of consists of normally when you go to a hunt test, you could have 300 dogs, sometimes 200. You'll probably have 80%, 70% of those dogs are pros bringing a truckload of dogs, and then you'll have probably 15, 20% amateurs. Just my guess is the ratio. But a lot of amateurs like me. Yeah. But it's neat. You see some great dogs.
Yeah, I can imagine. That's really neat.
But now a lot of those competition dogs are the labs like you think, that they're wired up and run through a wall.
Oh yeah, it's like they're robots.
Yeah. And I've got one of those dogs, and it's I believe he would run through a wall to retrieve. He's field champion lines, and he's a
Oh, awesome.
hard hitter. Then I've got
Yeah,
British
that's awesome.
dogs, and
Yeah.
they're generally a little calmer.
Yeah, I think I'm not exactly sure what Heidi's background was, but I think she has to have some of that British in her because now when I get around it, she just I got so lucky because I honestly and I don't know if I could ever get another lab because I was so spoiled with her. I don't know if I would ever fully be content with one.
Yeah, it's
It makes me
it's different, and having I've got two British here and one American right now. Yeah, they're so different. But I tell people, and people ask me, if I have a preference, and I always just say, hey, if you want a hunting dog and a house dog, it's all in one, you're probably better off with a British line. If you want a
hmm
competition dog and a hunting dog, you're probably a little better off with the American line. That's a general statement. I might get criticized for saying that, but that's just my opinion.
yeah. From what I've just seen, I agree with that as well. 100%.
Um, so when you got to get back on the road?
So we are actually just hit our All-Star break. We got home last night from St. Paul, Minnesota, and we are free for today, tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday. We play Friday night here in Des Moines. We play Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then we are headed to Louisville, Kentucky on Monday.
Oh, wow.
Go down
Okay.
there for a 6-game series. Yeah.
Now, when you do a
Yeah.
series, is it usually 6 games? Is that the norm?
So COVID has saved us. So usually it used to be 3 to 5 game series, and then you would constantly travel. So since COVID happened, every series is 6 games. So we play Tuesday through Sunday, and then we have Mondays off,
Okay.
which is usually our travel day. We're usually traveling on that Monday.
Man, that's pretty grueling schedule.
It keeps you busy. There's not much free time for anything.
Do you guys even have time to work out during that, or is it you're playing, you're working out?
So we'll have a 7 o'clock game usually throughout the week, and for a 7 o'clock game, we'll get to the field around 1 or 2 ish. So I mean, we're absolutely spoiled. You get to the stadium and you have phenomenal clubhouse. You have a weight room. You have the hitting cages, and then you have the on-field stuff. So my normal day, I'll get to the field around 1 o'clock. They cater in food. I'll eat lunch and get all changed and stretched out, and then I'll just go work out. I'll go do a little workout in the weight room about every day, and just kind of get my day going. And then we'll have a full day of hitting in the cage, catching bullpens, working with pitchers, and then we'll have on-field BP, and then we usually wrap all that up around 5:30, and then you come inside and you have about an hour and a half to you can shower, change, eat dinner, prepare for the game, and do all that. So we usually have pretty full days, and we'll just work out and everything through that.
You do all that before on game days?
No, yeah, every single day. It's a full day up to the game.
Man, do you have like a nutritionist telling you guys how to eat, or just on your own?
Yep, nope. The Cubs have a whole nutrition staff, and they're not crazy about it. They're there as a resource. If you need them, they're there. Like me, I know what I'm doing as far as nutrition, so I don't really lean on them too much. But yeah, they're here. They keep snacks. They keep electrolytes, drinks. They handle all the food we get and everything. So they do make it super easy. I mean, it's easy to eat clean, eat good food, and you really don't ever have to think about that aspect.
So you really don't have, this might be too nosy, you really don't have any out-of-pocket costs on the road then, right?
Zero.
Nice.
Zero. I mean, they cater lunch and dinner every day. So I'm really not a big breakfast eater. I won't eat till noon or 1 usually just because we're not eating dinner until after the game, which is, 10, 11 o'clock. So yeah, I mean, really they cover our living, they cover our housing. We get per diem on the road, but yeah, there's absolutely zero cost. I don't ever have to hardly, I pay for extra stuff. We do a lot of golfing. I'll pay for that here and there, but yeah, they take really good care of us.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Do you have any other hunting brand endorsements?
Let me think. I have trying to think. I've been on with Rig'em Right the past year. I was on with them. I do a lot of work with Turtle Box. Absolutely love those guys. They're awesome. Do a lot of stuff with them. And so Ryan Yarnell, I don't know if you've ever been in contact with him, but he's who I'm supposed to be going up to Montana and hunting with this year. He's the head of their hunting marketing. But
is he a tall guy, blonde headed?
No. Yeah.
I met him at Pheasant Fest.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. He's a Montanan boy. He looks like an old Montana cowboy. He's an awesome dude. We took him out. I met him for the first time last year. We took him out, and he was awesome and had a great time. But yeah, he wants us to come out to Montana and duck hunt with him, and I'm looking forward to that.
Now, what part of Montana will you be in? Do you know?
I'm not 100% sure where he lives. I cannot remember the name of the town. I'm not sure. I'm not going to try to say.
Now, those turtle boxes are awesome. I finally broke down and bought one. I actually have it sitting over here, but
oh yeah, they're the best. Yeah, I use those things. I keep one in my boat all hunting season, and I power wash it when I power wash the boat, and it has never let me down. They're awesome.
Really, you power wash it?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
No issue.
Yeah, they sent me some for this baseball season. We were in spring training, and I took one of them. We were all at the pool one day, and I just tossed it out in the pool. And that thing will just float there in the pool. I mean, I have never had a single problem from water. And I mean, it's in the boat, rain, snow, ice, power wash. I've never had one mess up, break down in any way.
See, I know they say they'll do that, but I'm afraid to do that with mine. But
yeah,
that makes me feel better.
No, and I was that way with mine for a long time too. I was like, I ain't doing this. I'm not even testing it. But just over the years, I've gotten more brave with it. And boy, that thing is withheld through everything.
How long have they been out? Because I'm only been familiar with them for probably less than a year.
So I got in touch with them during COVID. It was about right when I got home from COVID. They sent me their first generation spinker, and boy, I ran that thing and until it had basically gotten outdated. The chargers, I needed a new charger for it. Something had happened to the charger, and they weren't even making the chargers for it anymore. So they just ended up sending me the newer version. But yeah, I would say they probably started around 2019, 2020, right there around COVID.
Okay. And they're based in Texas, right?
Houston, I believe. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Houston area. Yeah, they're awesome.
Now, Caleb, if people want to check you out on social media or anything, how do they find you?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all of it. All my main personal stuff is at Caleb Knight 13, Caleb with a C, Knight with a K. And then I also have I do a lot of my outdoor stuff through my outdoors account. And I have Instagram and TikTok with that, and it is at the Bullpen Outdoors. So that's my handles there.
Well, good deal. Well, man, listen, I know you're busy. I could talk your head off. I think you figured that out pretty quick. Let's try to get you back on again sometime. I'd like to get you on during duck season.
Oh yeah. We'll have to do a check-in for sure. I'd love that. That'll be awesome. We'll have to hook up on a pheasant hunt and make it happen again too.
I will. I'll check your schedule out and stuff and see if something works out for you.
Yeah. We'll make it happen. I definitely have some free time. I need to look for sure when the split was, because usually I try to schedule something during our split and duck season. So we'll have to make that happen. Yeah,
let me know that. Then hey, I may have to come up there in Oklahoma and check it out some too.
Yeah, come on anytime. You're more than welcome.
I'll invite myself. But anyway, Caleb, man, thank you so much, and I wish you all the best the rest of your season. I'll be following you and checking it out.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you having me on.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Yep. Thank you.
Hello, this is Kenneth Witt with Gundog Nation, and I'd like to encourage all you listeners and viewers on our YouTube channel to check out patreon.com/Gundog Nation. For $10 a month, you can become a member of our community, and we'll have access to lots of stuff. Mainly, we'll do a monthly forum, an open forum where you can ask me anything Gundog related, and we'll learn from each other in the community. Should be a lot of fun each month. We will do that. So check it out, patreon.com/Gundog Nation.